I did perform yesterday. I don't think I did well. I got really nervous, even though I prayed and asked. So I should have been humble, I think, to keep me humble. Um, Anyways, I did perform. I did get a ride from people that are enemies, but might be coming around. Um, let's see. Yeah, they picked me up and did a few attacks, like turned the heat way up in the car and left me in the car and ran out real quick. See what else. They got some food. They had a little bit left of leftovers, which I never trust that, but that was for me. It could be something nice or it could be something bad. I don't know. And then let's see. What am I? Well, I'm trying to think. Um, there was another attack too, which is at the end, like when there was. Well, no, actually, everyone had finished performing, and there were still people in there. Then a man I had seen who started coming to groups recently showed up, and he was talking to someone else. So I figured he was probably brought in for an attack, and they tried to get him to sit in the car too, but there was no room. There was no room for him to sit in the car, and then he had a scooter too. So and I had my guitar. So it was a thing like they were trying to get him to come, and because there was already no room in the car, like it was packed, and because they wanted me to hold the guitar on our laps. So just so it would be uncomfortable. Like this is a type of attack, but actually this man showed up and he was nice and he was like, "Oh, and she's got her guitar." "Oh, no." And he kept insisting, like he's like, "Oh, no, I'm just gonna." So he had a chance, like um to do something to make me uncomfortable, and he chose not to. He actually was gonna go. He was gonna leave on his own without getting a ride, so that I wouldn't be cramped. So I consider that a good deed, and surely God will bless him. But anyways, I did perform, and a lot of people did. It wasn't just me. Let's say, as I was the only woman that played guitar, there were several men that played guitar. Actually, one, two, three, or maybe four. Uh, let's see. There was a man that did trombone and then guitar. There was the man who plays guitar a lot. There was another man who was younger who played guitar, and then there was like a professional that played guitar, and it was just me as the only female. And I think many of these men have had many more years of experience than me. They've been probably playing a long time. I think one of them's played, the one I maybe talked to before mentioned maybe playing for 15 years or so. I've only been playing like a year and a half. So I'm trying my best. I want to get up there. And actually, like, maybe I'm better than I think I am because they thought I was good. But yeah, to me, it's not. I just heard all the mistakes in my mind. I heard all the mistakes, and my guitar doesn't plug in, so they had to go and get a different microphone and lower it, but it still wasn't low enough, so it wasn't that loud, but it was still good. And apparently, like the whole room was quiet, and people are just like, this is what someone that was there with me said too. The whole room was quiet to listen to my song. That's good because I prayed for God to, like, you know, fill this. I don't remember something like to um, put the Holy Spirit in this music and bless this music or something. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I got so nervous and I did mess up quite a bit. But that's okay. That's okay. It's still people still enjoyed it. But yeah, I messed up anyways. There was a man who had a chance to do a little attack on me to make me hold the guitar case in the back and be all cramped with no room. And he chose not to. And it was like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, like so many times by the one person. And he was like, no, 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 thank you though, like that type of thing. So that was good. And I had a chance to speak to him before. I think he's a good guy. So um, he's in recovery. Anyways, God will bless those who bless me. Also, when we showed up, I was talking to someone else I saw in another group. I'm not going to say their name or anything. Um, but they seemed like nicer, and not that they weren't nice, but like they put on a rough exterior, and then here they were just more normal and more polite, and they even paid for me to get a drink. So I got a coffee drink after all, and then I did get the leftovers. But I think they wanted me to eat the leftovers before I performed. I'm like, oh, I'll get my fingers all greasy and then the guitar. So I said, maybe after if it's still there. No, we don't know if it'll be left. And then it was like, no. And then when we got back in the car, it's like, no one wants this? No one wants this? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. But anyways, today I got a phone call from my father. Today I got a phone call from my father. It is May 9th. March, April, May, June. Oh, shoot, what am I doing? May 9th, 2026. Um, this lighting is not good. Um, May 9th, 2026. I did stay home. It was Sabbath. Um, I took my dog for a walk. I think there was enemies maybe doing dog whistles because he was pulling really hard and it caused me a lot of trouble. So I took him on a long walk. Um, but at first he was pulling through and he pulls me because he's like I don't know. He's almost as big as me, but he's more muscle, I would say. Anyways, um, I had to close the gate so my other dogs didn't get loose, and he's pulling me. So I think people were blowing dog whistles. Then he heard the dogs next door behind the fence and was pulling to get to them. So this was trouble. So then, I do pray to God to help, but like I can pull him, but this is not going to be a fun walk, no way. Cause I had a prong collar, but I'm trying to train my Saint Bernard to walk without the prong and just a regular collar. And I was trying not to damage my hands because I hurt my hand a while back. Um, he was pulling like really strong at first, and I was really concerned actually. I know I can if I have to, but I didn't want to struggle that much on the walk. But I used this to train him. I was trying to train him to walk next to me, to sit. Actually, after we got up the hill, the first 15 minutes were rough. But then after that, he was actually doing a good job. This makes me think because there was cars like in the neighborhood, and I had said I was going to take him for a walk, and there's bugs. Like occasionally a bug will fly by. So I think there was a monitoring spirit. I said I was going to take him on a walk. So they had people stationed today to make this walk very difficult. So, and I did see a vehicle stop there. So I came down my driveway with my dog, and I saw there was a vehicle stopped there with someone in it, and then they were watching. And then they did leave. So I'm thinking that most likely this is CIA. This is what the CIA does. Is they just sit in their minivans and their SUVs, like around where I live, and they watch me. And they heard through their bug spies and drones that I was going to take my dog on a walk. So then they were probably blowing a bunch of dog whistles and freaking him out because he was going crazy and that this was tough. But actually, after a little while, so he started to behave himself. He's still real excited, much more than last time. But anyways, I did it, and then I brought him back, and then I'm thinking, my grass is getting really high. I'm concerned if it gets too much higher, then I'm going to have all this trouble mowing it again. Because it took me 5 hours to mow the backyard last time because the grass was tall, and it kept jamming. So then I just started to mow the grass. This time it was like a little more than an hour. I've got a big yard. In my neighborhood, I've got one of the biggest yards because the whole house that was next door was torn down and made into a yard. And then I also have the yard behind and in front of the house, and it's on a slope. So I've got a very difficult yard to mow. And of course, it's just me, and I've got this little mower, and it's not self-propelled, so I've got to push it and pull it. So anyways, I'm still like worn out from this. Um I'm still tired. I did not go to the gym or anything. Well, I just feel like if you go to the beach or something, you're kind of worn out. So I walked my dog. He was pulling a lot. Then I did the yard, and I did it quickly. Um, I'm trying to think what else. I did see one of the neighbor come through the back and stopped, and he was on his motorcycle, and he was stopped looking into my yard, and he saw me mowing my yard. So he never does this, and I think he normally pulls in through the front. So maybe I just have a thought that maybe he heard I played the guitar and was gonna like come say something or whatever. I don't know because this doesn't happen. He normally goes into his yard from the front. Um, he has spied on me before, but not much. He's really not that interested in me. I'll say he said hello once. I think so. I think when somebody shows up with some money, then he'll come say hello or something. But actually, this was different. This time was different. He actually came down the alley and he was stopped. So he was looking into my yard and he saw me mowing the yard. And then he actually stayed there for like a few seconds, and then I kept mowing, and then I looked and he was gone. So he actually came up the alley, and it looked like he was going to talk to me or something, but I was busy. So this probably has something to do with the performance last night. This is all I'm thinking, because that's the only thing that has changed, and I have never seen him do this before. Like, because he comes through the front, not through the back alley. And then he was stopped just to, like, kind of look into my yard. So it looked like he wanted to talk to me, but I was busy mowing my yard. And then I came in, and I had some frozen chicken from the food pantry, the food bank. They give me one free package of frozen meat each month because I'm a single person. So I had taken some chicken legs out, and they were okay, but they like the first one was real good, but then the rest of them tasted a little bit like they were starting to go bad, but they were still fine. It's just they weren't great. So I give a lot of it to my dogs, and I ate like the skin, and I ate like half of it, and then I gave the dogs the rest of it. But anyways, I don't need to talk about this. No one cares about this. No one cares about this. Um, but my father called. And after Easter, I believe that God informed me it was a new season and not to go to soup kitchens and to get free meals anymore. And so I have been provided for in different ways. I did go to the food bank instead of the soup kitchen, because I think they need to have time without me. I don't know if I'm supposed to go back or not. I might not. Maybe that was that season. This is a new season. So that mission might be done. I don't know. Maybe God will call me to come back. There was also churches with free meals. So there was a few other groups I was still going to. And I know when I'm actively invited to that I'm supposed to keep going. And there was a few meals there. And I went to one group and a man gave me $20. That was good. And he said for food. I'm like, well, thank you. I really appreciate this. And then today my father called. And because he had gone out to eat, with one of my daughters. And like my mom and some other people. I didn't get to go. I think they probably went out to eat several times, actually. They probably went out to eat several times because one of my daughters is married and she lives in a different state. But they came up to visit for 4 days. This is like the longest time this has happened. So they probably went out to eat a lot. And my father always tried to keep the money the same, like when the money for like going out to eat and stuff. And since I'm all the way here, they're not going out to eat with me. And he called, and he's sending me $100 to order food and have it delivered. And it's like, praise the Lord, because tomorrow morning was another free church breakfast. And I'm like, maybe I'll go. I don't, I wasn't really planning on it, but the thought crossed my mind. And then I got the call. That's a confirmation. No free meals this season. God uses me to render judgment. And so All of the places offering free meals and things like that. That was the last 5 months or something. That was the last 5 months. But yeah, I think it was 5 months of that. Maybe even six. I don't know. I'm trying to. Oh, was it Thanksgiving? And yeah, now is May. Well, it was Thanksgiving to Easter that I was going. I was going to the soup kitchens from Thanksgiving to Easter. Um, and this season, God has different things. So I was eating some of the food. I was going to the food pantry, and then I also got a gift card for Starbucks. And my father sent me money. Someone gave me $20, and I was eating the canned stuff. So it all has worked out. um, I'm gonna try to play some. I just played for a minute and came up with a new riff. So I don't know. I just made that up.